Welcome to the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show, where you get advice you can trust. From the latest real estate trends to the best mortgage rates. From home selling tips to home warranty, this is the talk show that will help you make the most money when selling your most valuable asset and save the most money when buying. Now here are your hosts, Dave McKay, along with Wally Kerr, broker and founder of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty in Oklahoma City.
Well, good morning, Wally. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing great, Dave. Hope you've had a good week this week.
It was an interesting week. Whenever there's a holiday or something mixed in like that, it kind of throws everything off just a little bit. Life gets a little unbalanced, but it's been a fun week.
Boy, that one lost day just really compacts it in, doesn't it? So it's been a busy week too, but a good week for us.
Fantastic. Let's get right into today's show. What are our topics on tap for today?
Great. We're going to talk today about increases in property taxes for those who recently purchased a home. Dave, this week I had an email from a listener, somebody who found my email address and emailed me and asked me about property taxes. We're going to talk about that today.
Okay.
We're going to have Chris Doak in with Gateway Mortgage today. He's going to talk about the day-by-day volatility of current home loan interest rates and also maybe some down payment assistance programs and good programs that are available right now for home buyers looking for the best financing options. Dave, we're going to also talk about the tight inventory out there right now, the fact that there's just not enough homes for sale to satisfy buyers, and the fact that it is really the best time for a homeowner to sell a home.
Yes.
We're in buying and selling season.
That's
like
right.
We talk about.
We are.
We have 5 open houses this weekend. We'll talk about that. Our listeners can go out and see some great homes this weekend if they would like to on Sunday. And then we'll wrap up our show with a really important Realtor.com report, some research that came out this week. Everything I read in that article, Dave, I said, yeah, that's true. That's true. And we'll share that with our listeners today.
Okay, awesome. And we'll be right back, and we're going to talk about the local market update and what that's doing right after this.
To schedule an appointment with Wally Kerr to help you buy or sell your home, call 405-330-3000 or go to wallysguarantee.com. Wally will be right back with more of the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show right here on KOKC.
I'm Wally Kerr, and if you didn't know, there's 6 big reasons why homeowners like you choose to list their home for sale with us. First is our offer to sell your home at a price agreeable to you, or we'll buy it ourselves. How can we do this? We've got an extensive list of pre-vetted home buyers for every area in the metro waiting for their dream home to come available, and that home may be yours. I'll show you our list of buyers when we meet. And our partnership with Zillow is the third reason why we have so many buyers wanting tours of homes just like yours. MLS data shows that our listings have sold faster and for more money on average for 4 years in a row. But don't take my word for it. We have hundreds of online reviews at both Google and Zillow. See what our customers say about us. I'm a 35-year broker with over 4,000 home closings, and I'm ready to work for you. Call me at 405-330-3000 at Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, or simply visit wallyhasthebuyers.com. I look forward to talking to you myself. Call me at 330-3000. 330-3000.
Finding the right mortgage can be stressful, from knowing which program fits your situation the best to identifying the best terms. Hi, I'm Chris Doak with Gateway Mortgage. I work closely with you every step of the way, from pre-qualification to helping you choose the home loan that's right for you. My promise is to provide transparency, timely communication, personal service, and closings on time. Eliminate the stress. Call me today at 405-253-2276. That's 405-253-2276. I look forward to working with you. Gateway Mortgage, a division of Gateway First Bank, NMLS 7233, Equal Housing Lender.
Buying or selling a home? Is your older home having issues in the crawl space or attic? Is your new home about to reach the end of its 1-year warranty? Todd Stewart, owner of Oklahoma Home Inspection Service, has been serving residential and commercial clients since 1985. He will give you the confidence of knowing your building systems are safe and operating as they should. Enjoy the peace of mind you deserve. Call Oklahoma Home Inspection Service today at 405-366-8889. That's 405-366-8889.
If you're selling your home or buying a home and would like to schedule an appointment with Wally, call 405-330-3000 or go to wallysguarantee.com. Now back to the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show with your hosts, Dave McKay and Wally Kerr.
Wally, you got an update for us for the market, how things are doing this week?
I do. I think that our listeners, I know you enjoy the market updates because, hey, I know what you do for a living and you're awfully good at it. To be as good at what you are, Dave, and what you do in the radio industry, I don't expect you to be able to keep up with the real estate market and what it's doing You can probably see it from the outside.
Sure,
I think our
yes.
listeners feel the same.
Yes.
So, despite the frequent fluctuation with home interest rates and what's going on right now, because they are swinging up and down, we'll talk to Chris Doak about that. David's buying and selling season. Been talking about that for weeks.
Yes, we have.
Okay, so there is some reason to believe that home prices will probably peak this year, and that typically happens traditionally in June. There are buyers that are scrambling to find homes right now that fit their family's needs. The inventory of homes, again, remains very low in most every part of the metro. It does depend on the price point. Higher priced homes have probably been affected a little bit more by the rise in interest rates. I see that number of homes for sale lower than at this time last year, Dave, but there's also fewer buyers. There's fewer sellers and fewer buyers, and we're going to talk about that today.
And those usually work in concert with each other.
Well,
right?
They normally do, but they sure didn't last year or the year before.
Okay.
When there was so much demand and the market was kind of almost what you'd say out of control. We'll talk about that during our show today.
Okay.
So we'll talk about this, and again, we'll get Chris Doak in here with Gateway Mortgage today to get an update on financing and what he sees inside the market.
Awesome. Okay, so you said earlier that you received an email from a listener. Tell me what that email was. What were they asking?
Here's the email. Hey, Wally, this is Sean. I've got a question about property taxes on the home I bought late in 2021. I had a big jump in my property taxes last year. They went up by 45% in a single year. That's a big number, almost 50%. So let's say, he didn't give me any numbers, but for our listeners, let's say that someone, the property taxes were $2,000 a year. So if they went up 45%, my math tells me that the taxes on that home went from $2,000 a year to $2,900 a year. That's a big increase, okay? Sean continues to say, isn't there a statute that limits how much taxes can go up in a single year? Our payment, and that's a question he put, isn't there a statute as to how much they can go up? And our payment jumped up, Wally, more than we anticipated. Can you comment on this? And is there anything I can do about it? Okay,
Yeah, that would be very concerning if you really kind of budget what your house payment is, your car payment and everything, and you have a little bit of money set aside, but all of a sudden something jumps up that high. Great question. Tell me about that statute. Is there something that can control how much it can go, or is it just the Wild West?
Yeah, there is, Dave. So first of all, let's go back to that and just use those numbers that I threw out there. Whether that was Sean's case or not, let's say that taxes went up from $2,000 to $2,900 a year.
Okay.
So a $900 increase. And how many payments do you make per year on a home? 12.
12.
So 900 divided by 12, my quick math says that's $75 more a month.
Yes.
So what Sean's saying is we didn't expect our payment to go up $75 a month just because of the tax costs.
Yes.
Because insurance is going up too. We've had a lot of hailstorms the last few years, a lot of big hailstorms here in the Oklahoma City metro area and across the state. And that makes insurance rates go up. So when taxes and insurance go up, if you're making a payment on your home and you're escrowing for taxes and insurance, your payment's going to go up, right?
Yep.
So here's the statute. I made sure that I got the information from the Cleveland County tax assessor, and it's actually an Oklahoma statute, Dave. So if you own a home today, which you do, I know you're a homeowner, and you've owned your home for several years now, your assessed value can't go up more than 5% per year.
Okay.
Your assessed value, so, and this has to do with your taxes, okay? They can't raise them more than 5% on your assessed value. I'm going to make that super simple.
Okay.
Let's say your taxes are $2,000 last year.
Okay.
And they're going to go up 5%. Okay.
Yes.
So they're going to go up to $2,100.
Yes.
Okay. That would be based on assessed value. And it may not be quite that linear, but that's a pretty close example.
Okay.
Now, as long as you're living in the home, your assessed value can't go up more than 5% per year. It also can't go down more than 5% per year. Okay.
Okay.
But if your home sells and you put it on the market, so that's probably what's happened to Sean here. Sean either bought a brand new home where the new home, when he bought it, just was built. And so there were only taxes on the lot that the home was sitting on, the land that it was sitting on. Then the county assessor goes out after he's living in the home, decides what it's worth, and puts what we call a full assessment, or in some cases, a partial assessment to determine what taxes are going to be. My guess is Sean bought a home in 2021 that probably had not sold in a bunch of years. And here's what happens. the values have risen so fast. We talked about this in a previous show,
this
remember?
is starting to ring a bell now, yes,
Okay,
because
so
the value could increase $150,000 on a home that was $200,000. Now it's $350,000. Those taxes have gone up just a little bit, creeping along in the last 10, 15 years. You bought it, and now they come out and they assess the value of the home. You're right. Now it's $350,000. Well, now the taxes are based on that. It's like a clean slate, right? When a home sells, you go out, you get the value. This is now what the property taxes are.
That's right. That's exactly right. So if if the home was being assessed for, let's say, $230,000 in value, and now it goes in and sells for $330,000, the county assessor says, oh, we're looking at our records, and we were only assessing that home for a $230,000 value.
Yes.
But it sold for $330,000, so that must be the actual market value. So we're going to raise our taxes accordingly. Now, Dave, they can do that in the year of purchase, and my understanding is that can be corrected to whatever the assessor wants it to be.
Okay.
Based on value. So they're going to look at what it's sold for.
Sure.
And they can raise that assessed value up to market value in that year of purchase. I don't know if it's a year after purchase, if it's 12 months, or if it's only in that calendar year. That I wasn't able to ascertain, but I know that's what Sean's talking about is I bought a home, and hey, my taxes went up 45%. The only way that could happen, Dave, if he bought that home,
sure,
the assessed value was too low. I see a lot of homes that haven't sold for 10 and 15 and 20 years. Those assessed values are really low, Dave. They're really far behind on value. You can find a home that might have a $110,000 assessed value that might go sell for $250,000, like what you're saying.
Yeah.
And they can reassess the taxes based on the new value and what it sold for.
Now, from then on out, Sean only has to worry about a max 5%.
5% change in the assessed value each year, which is going to mean about a 5% change in taxes.
So that means when you're going into purchasing that home, you want to see what the property taxes are on it and then kind of get an idea. You need to have a ballpark in your head knowing that that's going to change. And when you go in to purchase that house for that price, knowing that, yeah, that's going to jump up exponentially.
Dave, you just reminded me exactly what I needed to say to our listeners today, and that is look very carefully at the assessed value. You can check those out at the assessor's site. So it's like ClevelandCountyAssessor.com, okay, OklahomaCountyAssessor.com, CanadianCountyAssessor.com, Logan County Assessor. Go in and take a look at the assessed value. And if you're buying a home, let's make up an example, okay?
Okay.
Let's say you're going in and you're buying a home and you see the assessed value is $210,000.
But I'm buying it for $320,000.
But you're buying it for $320,000. You know your taxes are going to go up a bunch.
Yes.
So your realtor, someone like me, should be able to calculate that increase in taxes, or you could even call the assessor's office and say, hey, I'm going to pay this for this house, and I see the assessed value is a lot lower. I believe I'm paying market value. I'd like to know how much my taxes are going to go up so that you can put that in that budget you talked about a few minutes ago.
So let's just say I'm having fun and I'm clicking around on Zillow and I see a home, and if I see it was last sold in 2003 and it shows the property taxes, well, I know that's not what it's going to be because I know it's really going to, and it shows what it sold for. And again, it might be one of those where it sold for $230,000 and they're listing it for $340,000 or whatever. I know that's going to be higher.
What you're saying is a home that sold in 2003, it's increased so much in value. I mean, it's probably doubled or maybe 120, 30, 40% of what it sold for last time. Maybe that's 220, 30, 40%. Okay. So if you're buying a home today and it hasn't sold in a number of years, your property taxes really could spike. They could go up a lot. Look, if you're listening and this is happening to you, it happened to you, you're thinking about buying a home, give me a call and I'll help with this. I can estimate taxes for you. I'll be able to give you a pretty accurate number because I know what the tax rates are in each neighborhood, and I can help you with this so that you don't get stuck with your payment going up more than what you thought it would.
Give Wally a shout, 330-3000. Get those questions answered. And we got some questions for our next guest that will be coming up. It's Chris Doak from Gateway Mortgage. He joins us next.
Finding the right mortgage can be stressful, from knowing which program fits your situation the best to identifying the best terms. Hi, I'm Chris Doak with Gateway Mortgage. I work closely with you every step of the way, from pre-qualification to helping you choose the home loan that's right for you. My promise is to provide transparency, timely communication, personal service, and closings on time. Eliminate the stress. Call me today at 405-253-2276. That's 405-253-2276. I look forward to working with you. Gateway Mortgage, a division of Gateway First Bank, NMLS 7233, Equal Housing Lender.
Buying or selling a home? Is your older home having issues in the crawl space or attic? Is your new home about to reach the end of its one-year warranty? Todd Stewart, owner of Oklahoma Home Inspection Service, has been serving residential and commercial clients since 1985. He will give you the confidence of knowing your building systems are safe and operating as they should. Enjoy the peace of mind you deserve. Call Oklahoma Home Inspection Service today at 405-366-8889. That's 405-366-8889.
I'm Wally Kerr, and if you didn't know, there's 6 big reasons why homeowners like you choose to list their home for sale with us. First is our offer to sell your home at a price agreeable to you, or we'll buy it ourselves. How can we do this? We've got an extensive list of pre-vetted home buyers for every area in the metro waiting for their dream home to come available, and that home may be yours. I'll show you our list of buyers when we meet. And our partnership with Zillow is the third reason why we have so many buyers wanting tours of homes just like yours. MLS data shows that our listings have sold faster and for more money on average for 4 years in a row. But don't take my word for it. We have hundreds of online reviews at both Google and Zillow. See what our customers say about us. I'm a 35-year broker with over 4,000 home closings, and I'm ready to work for you. Call me at 405-330-3000 at your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, or simply visit wallyhasthebuyers.com. I look forward to talking to you myself. Call me at 330-3000. 330-3000.
And we're back, and I'd like to welcome in our guest, Chris Doak from Gateway Mortgage. Chris, good morning.
Thanks so much for having me. Great being with you guys again.
It's good to have you. Right off the bat, want to ask a question about the market. I know there's been a lot of volatility, frequent changes in interest rates jumping up and down. How long has it been since you've seen a market like this?
Yeah, that's a great question and a loaded question. I will just tell you, in 15 years of doing this, last year was obviously historic in the increases that we had. A few years ago were historic in the decreases we had. But I would just say this volatility isn't anything like it was last year, and the amount of spikes that we had and the large increases. We have some hiccups right now, but it's been a great week from our perspective. Rate-wise, they've come down some this week.
Okay.
I can give you some more thought around that, but it has been a good week from that perspective after moving up for the last few weeks.
Yeah, Chris, I think a week ago you and I talked, and rates were about 7.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, midweek, they're down closer to 6.5. So there is volatility, but there's been some good news this week, hasn't there?
Yeah, there really has. And I think it all stems from folks thinking the Fed may increase their rate in June or July. A lot of folks thought that they would not, which is why a lot of experts thought they would go down in May. They started to shoot up in May. And the reason this week, there is some thought now that the Fed is not going to increase their rate in June. And so that made them come down a little bit this week.
Well, that deserves a hallelujah if that happens.
Absolutely.
Agree. No doubt about it. And it's been a good week from that perspective.
Okay, so it's that time of the year, of course. It's buying and selling season. The summer's the best time, of course. People are moving their families and everything.
Yeah.
And our listeners have been out there. They found the house they want. Now they have to start shopping those home loans.
That's
What
right.
advice do you have for them when they start to venture out to do that?
Yeah, what I would love to say is before we find that house, let's do this. Let's work on pre-qualification. And the biggest reason around that, we want them to be educated and have guardrails around while they shop so that they don't go find a house that they fall in love with, make an emotional decision, and then come back on the back end to look at the financing and go, actually, this isn't anywhere in my budget that it needs to be.
And that does happen. And it can be very disappointing and very stressful to a family who finds what they believe is their dream home, and there's just something not quite right there on credit, income, job history to make that happen.
Exactly.
I know pre-approvals are good, and we've talked about pre-authorization, or what is it? Pre-qualification.
Yeah.
There we go. That's I was trying to draw that out. So if you go get those done, is that going to jump you ahead of maybe some people, or what do they need to do, I should say, to compete in the market right now to win the house they want?
Yeah, great question. Even though there's fewer buyers on the market today than there were last year because rates, the spike in rates a little bit, I will just tell you there's still multiple offers. Wally, are you seeing multiple offers on properties? Still some?
Yeah, it depends on the price range for sure, Chris.
Yeah.
But I'd say under 300,000, generally under 300, 350,
Right.
definitely under 275. Lots of multiple offers now, not as many.
Not
like
as many.
you said, as last year and
That's
the year
right.
before.
That's right.
But where it might have been 10 last year, maybe
Yeah.
it's 5 offers this year. So,
Yeah.
I really like the idea. My buyers can compete better for a home with your pre-approval letter,
That's right.
because Gateway carries a lot of clout. You're in 43 states,
43
is that
states,
right?
That's
Yeah.
right.
Oh, wow.
But headquartered in Oklahoma. And I would just say, to answer that question, is we want to make sure that they have all the leverage in the world when they put their offer in, okay? And so going through the process, giving us their information, documentation, us going, hey, this is the best loan program for you. And then when they see that house, they're ready to roll. They go into it. They love it. Offer goes in immediately with our letter. We then follow up with a phone call to the listing agent and let them know this is a great borrower and they're ready to move on this financing. We want them to be prepared for multiple offer situations.
Okay, so I know there's different kind of loans. We've talked about FHA, VA. There's special loans if you're Indian. Now, you just said try to find the right program for them.
That's right.
What kind of programs do you have to offer your clients that can help the best way to get that house?
Yeah, great question. Honestly, there isn't a loan program that we don't have that I feel like can fit a lot of folks' situations. So anything like you mentioned, from conventional to VA to rural development to down payment assistance loans to loans for folks that are, we would call, non-conforming loans, that you maybe all your income's not on your tax returns because you write a lot of stuff off. We have non-conforming loans as well for folks in those type of situations.
And you've got some loans also, Chris, with no down payment.
Yeah.
It's tough right now. The economy's changed a bit.
That's right.
And if someone doesn't have a whole lot of money in pocket, how can you help them out?
Yeah, great question. There's a couple really good down payment assistance loans that we offer. A lot of folks just offer one. There's a second one that we offer that, for instance, on a conventional 3% down loan, can provide, if qualification is met, can provide 5% assistance. So it provides your down payment plus a couple percentage of your closing costs. And then, heck, if the seller throws in a little bit of seller concessions or seller paid closing costs, the borrower may come to the table with nothing.
So very little down for down payment and closing costs, potentially, if the creditor is, or if the borrower's got good credit income,
right?
If everything looks good. And then maybe even getting in with no down on a conventional loan is possible.
That's absolutely right.
Okay.
Yep.
Man, we just spent about 6-7 minutes, and I've just got about all the knowledge, me personally, that when I'm ready to buy again. That's awesome. So that's going to help out our listeners. If our listeners want to contact you, are you available on weekends as well? Because I know Wally has those open houses on the weekends. And when I go look at one of those houses, I walk out there, I'm ready to buy right then.
That's right.
I want to call Chris and get that loan program started.
Yeah, great question. So a couple great ways to get a hold of us. 405-253-2276 is our phone number. My website, chrisstokemortgage.com, is a second way. I do have an incredible team behind me that does incredible work and helps us really be the best in the market that I think we are. And we do have a Weekend Warrior program where someone is on call from 12 to 4 on Saturdays and Sundays and can reach us at that main number, 405-253-2276.
And Chris, you said your name, Doke, is D-O-K-E,
Correct.
in case anybody wants.
Good question.
Give that phone number again and your website address again.
405-253-2276, and then chrisstokemortgage.com.
That's going to set you up for success right there. That's great. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks,
Chris,
Dave.
great to have you here. You do a great job for our team. I appreciate how responsive you are and the knowledge in the marketplace. It's a great partnership, and we appreciate you a lot.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Dave and Wally.
If you're selling your home or buying a home and would like to schedule an appointment with Wally, call 405-330-3000 or go to wallysguarantee.com. Now back to the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show with your hosts, Dave McKay and Wally Kerr.
Wally, you often mention timing, different times of the year, when it's the best time to buy, when it's the best time to sell. We've always talked about when school gets out, it's summer. A lot of people are looking with their families, ready to make those changes, and we're there now. So I assume this is the busiest time of the year. A lot of movement being done, people buying, people selling. But we go back to the last couple of years when rates were really changed because of the feds, because of COVID and all that stuff. So it was untraditional as far as buying and selling homes.
It was busy all the time.
How different has it been in the last couple of years compared to how it normally is in buying and selling homes?
Yeah, you're right, Dave. I mean, it really was. It all hit in, 2019 when we got shut down in the state, or was it 2020?
2020.
Okay.
If memory serves me.
So we thought that our whole industry was going to shut down, and instead, it just got busy all the time. My friends would say, my gosh, have you ever seen it busier in real estate? And my answer was always, it was an emphatic no. It's like, wait a minute,
Wow.
It's November and we're busy. Wait, it's January. And Christmas just ended, and people are paying bills, but they're buying homes. And it was because rates were anywhere from, let's just say, no lower than about 2.5 to 3.25 forever, while the Fed kept the rate there at zero. The Fed's rate was zero, so money was cheap. So that market never slowed down, Dave, even in what I would normally call the normal, typical slower months. But now, with the higher interest rates in place, and now with fewer homes for sale, certainly even without fewer homes for sale, we've just returned with rates being at 6.5%, 7%. There's no real super incentive for people to go out and buy when it's not the traditional buying season. There's always people buying and selling, right, Dave?
Yes.
I mean, there's people relocating here to Tinker.
Sure.
There are people that are moving out of Oklahoma. There's always people buying and selling. But now we've seen this year especially a return to what I would say is a more normal market. So let's define that real quick. Spring break is over. Parents start thinking about, are we going to move this year?
Yes.
So normally we see home sales, and I've seen this for 30 years of my career, April, May, June, July. All of a sudden, here comes July. And I want our listeners to really listen to this right now, okay? Here comes July. Okay, it's June right now. And by the end of July, buyers start pulling back.
Because school is only a couple of weeks away.
That's right. And they want to get the kids moved. We've talked about it before. Mm-hmm. It's hard enough to be a new kid on a block,
sure,
much less be a kid at a school that you haven't gone to before. Trying to make friends on the block and friends at school. So parents would love to get the kids engaged and embedded into a new neighborhood. So I think we're back in more of a normal market now, Dave. There's just fewer people selling right now. And why? Because people have got low interest rates on their homes. There's no real incentive or initiative for someone who's living in a good home right now, and they've got a 3 or 3.5% interest rate. Boy, you got to find them one heck of a dream home to get them to jump out today. And as Chris said, maybe rates around 6.5 right now, fluctuating a little bit, but that's still a pretty big rise, isn't it?
Absolutely.
To go from 3.5 to 6.5. So fewer people are selling, Dave. About 20% less listings on the market right now than there was this time a year ago. There's plenty of demand out there still, Dave. There's just not as many buyers because of the higher rates. There's not as many sellers because there aren't as many homes for sale, because homeowners feel like that they are locked into a lower interest rate and they're just less motivated to move. And buyers wish that rates would come down. But what you and I just heard from Chris Doak just a few minutes ago is, looks like rates are going to stay pretty stable. We're all very hopeful, if you're buying or selling, that the Fed doesn't go raise its rate again.
Sure.
Long term, that typically doesn't necessarily mean interest rates will go up, but we've also talked about the fact that interest rates kind of follow the Fed's actions. Okay?
Yes.
So back to this original selling season, spring and summer, what I'd say is, if you wanted to sell your home and get the most for it, the time is right now, because we are peak demand. And I'm going to share an article here just before we wrap up our show today, Dave, that came out from the National Association of Realtors only a few days ago. And it's talking about what the prediction is coming up in the coming months. They are predicting that home values will peak, and they believe here in June, because demand peaks in June for the reasons that you and I just talked about.
So you're going to be chasing that money if you're listing your home the second week of July, because it's starting to drop and you're chasing it. And that's where you get into a situation, which, not to get off track, but we've talked about it before. How come your home doesn't sell in 4 to 5 weeks? And boy, 4 to 5 weeks now is, that's a disaster when you're talking about the end of August if you don't listen until July. So you have to get on it today, and you need to have that conversation with your partner that, hey, next week we got to make a decision in this next week, and by next Saturday morning when we tune back in with Wally and Dave, I already know that we're ready to sell.
Yeah, if you're going to get it done this summer and you want top dollar, the time to do is now. Here's what's really important for people to understand, Dave. The days on the market has gone up. Homes aren't selling as quickly. Well, of course they're not. Rates used to be 3.
Sure.
They were 4. They were 5. A year ago, I looked, and rates were about 1% lower a year ago. We know they've gone up. Maybe we haven't kept track exactly how much they've gone up and over what period of time. But if rates are higher today by about a percentage point compared to a year ago, you would expect there to be fewer home sales. Now, there's fewer homes on the market, but homes are sitting longer. Buyers are aware that sellers may, really need to sell a home, and they may be asking for closing costs. The key here is and you hit it, Dave, is don't let your home sit on the market too long. Buyers are watching.
Yeah.
They can go to Zillow and see how many days a home has been on the market, because Zillow keeps track of that. You're more likely to get a really good price for your home if it sells in the first, say, 3 to 10 days. But we've been through such a hot market, Dave, that some buyers believe that if a home isn't sold in 2 weeks, there's something wrong with it.
You're right.
But we're already in June, and like you said, already it will slip very quickly here in only about a 6 to 7 week period to the late part of July. If you're a home seller, like you said, I would think you'd be sitting with your partner right now thinking, okay, if we're going to do this year, maybe we better get after it right now. Sounds like values might be the highest here in the month of June. I don't want a penny less than what I can get for my home. Maybe I better take action right now.
And competition. You want to get ahead of the other people that are thinking 2 weeks from now they're going to start listing in their homes. Or there's the homes that have been sitting there, and then the other people that are late to the game. You need to beat them to the punch, because now there's going to be more competition as well. That makes it a little harder.
Dave, I run some radio commercials on a lot of stations in Oklahoma City, including here with Tyler Media. And I've been running a spot for a couple of months now that says, did you think you missed out on the market? Not a chance. I won't be running that spot for a whole lot longer, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because during this period of escalating home values, a lot of people saw their neighbors selling. They talked to people at work about selling. They watched people getting $5,000 and $10,000 and $20,000 and $25,000 over listed price. Okay, some of that's gone away. And some people over the last, say, 6 to 12 months have thought, I wonder if I did wait too long and if I should have sold while my house was worth a peak value. And I think there are some people listening today and in the marketplace that are going to do the same thing again. Don't wait, folks, to sell your home until August when school started, September when football starts and the state fair is here, October when the kids are deeply embedded in school, Thanksgiving's in November, Christmas is in December.
So the people that want to do it right now, they can get a hold of you and tell me about the programs you have, because someone might think, well, if it doesn't sell, now I'm stuck. But you have programs, the Guaranteed Home Sale Program. You have a couple of those that could really assist people now.
Yeah, the Guaranteed Home Sale Program helps so many people who are in a home, would like to buy another one, but concerned that their current home won't sell in time. Can keep you from having to write a contingent offer on another home. And my program is very simple, and we've talked about it before. Your home sold guaranteed at a price agreeable to you, or we'll buy it. There are some restrictions. There are reasonable conditions to our program, Dave, but I'm willing to look at any home and tell you if it qualifies for our program.
Fantastic. And then if they want to get a hold of you this morning, get a call back today or a text, just text you at 330-3000. If they want other information, what can they do?
I'll take your call immediately after the show today at 330-3000, or visit wallyhasthebuyers.com. And if you'd like to know more really about the Guaranteed Sale Program, just go to wallysguarantee.com. wallysguarantee.com.
Fantastic. We'll be back in just a moment.
To schedule an appointment with Wally Kerr to help you buy or sell your home, call 405-330-3000 or go to wallysguarantee.com. Wally will be right back with more of the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show right here on KOKC.
Buying or selling a home? Is your older home having issues in the crawl space or attic? Is your new home about to reach the end of its one-year warranty? Todd Stewart, owner of Oklahoma Home Inspection Service, has been serving residential and commercial clients since 1985. He will give you the confidence of knowing your building systems are safe and operating as they should. Enjoy the peace of mind you deserve. Call Oklahoma Home Inspection Service today at 405-366-8889. That's 405-366-8889.
Finding the right mortgage can be stressful, from knowing which program fits your situation the best to identifying the best terms. Hi, I'm Chris Doak with Gateway Mortgage. I work closely with you every step of the way, from pre-qualification to helping you choose the home loan that's right for you. My promise is to provide transparency, timely communication, personal service, and closings on time. Eliminate the stress. Call me today at 405-253-2276. That's 405-253-2276. I look forward to working with you. Gateway Mortgage, a division of Gateway First Bank, NMLS 7233, Equal Housing Lender.
I'm Wally Kerr, and if you didn't know, there's 6 big reasons why homeowners like you choose to list their home for sale with us. First is our offer to sell your home at a price agreeable to you, or we'll buy it ourselves. How can we do this? We've got an extensive list of pre-vetted home buyers for every area in the metro waiting for their dream home to come available, and that home may be yours. I'll show you our list of buyers when we meet. And our partnership with Zillow is the third reason why we have so many buyers wanting tours of homes just like yours. MLS data shows that our listings have sold faster and for more money on average for 4 years in a row. But don't take my word for it. We have hundreds of online reviews at both Google and Zillow. See what our customers say about us. I'm a 35-year broker with over 4,000 home closings, and I'm ready to work for you. Call me at 405-330-3000 at Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, or simply visit wallyhasthebuyers.com. I look forward to talking to you myself. Call me at 330-3000. 330-3000.
Well, Wally, we're sitting here this morning talking about homes. Our listeners are eager to get out and look at some. And usually have a couple of open houses each weekend. And I know you probably have some spectacular ones this weekend to talk about.
Well, we got a big weekend for open houses, Dave. We got
good.
5 this weekend.
All right. I'm going to get my steps in.
We're going to be all over the metro. We're going to be in Edmond. We're going to be in northwest Oklahoma City. We'll be in Shawnee this weekend. In fact, we have 2 in Edmond, and then we've got one over in Newalla, kind of the Hera area.
Okay.
Got a beautiful, very large 6-bedroom, 4.5-bath home. Dave, a home like this that's in Rose Creek is perfect for families maybe who have combined. Maybe a new husband and wife match, or a new couple that's matched up and each has kids.
Okay.
6 bedrooms, 4.5 baths, over 5,600 square feet, built in 2008. And I believe this one even backs up. It does to the golf course. This one is open Sunday from 2 to 4.
Okay.
It is 17412 Hawksview Court. That home is listed for $1.2 million. Got another one in northwest Oklahoma City, open in ever-popular Quail Creek. But this one's exciting this week, Dave. The owner cut the price by $43,000 this week.
Okay.
From $693,500 to $650,000. He's ready to sell now. It's been reduced to sell immediately. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous remodel on the inside.
Ooh.
Don't judge a book by its cover. Okay, it's got a lot of appeal on the inside.
Okay.
Maybe not just quite as much on the outside, but that's easily done up with some paint and a little landscaping. You should really look at this one, folks. 5-bed, 3.5 bath, over 4,300 feet, and one of the most beautiful interior remodels that you'll ever see. And Dave, that home's only $150 a foot. And that's really reasonable for the total remodel on the inside.
Wow.
Really kind of has 2 primary suites. This is 3221 Hickory Stick Road, and that is also open Sunday afternoon from 2 to 4 p.m.
Okay.
Got one in Shawnee this week. This is a new listing with Kelly on my team. This is number 10 Kiowa. This is in a nice area in Shawnee. It's a 3-bed, 3 full bath home, so that is going to serve a few more families than just a 3-bed, 2-bath would. Maybe your family needs or you need that extra bathroom. Mm-hmm. This is a little under 2,300 feet. That's $270,000. Again, number 10 Kiowa.
Okay.
And that is open Sunday from 2 to 4 p.m. Got a great one in Edmond. Unfortunately, the buyer couldn't get their financing. We had this home on the market. It had already sold. It's back on the market. It is in North Edmond, just north of Waterloo Road.
Okay.
Write down this address. It's open from 2 to 4, again, Sunday. 2520 Silverfield Lane. This is the one I told you a couple of weeks ago, Dave, where the owners bought it for $425 and put $120,000 in it.
Yes.
It is gorgeous on the inside.
Okay.
They took a compartmentalized floor plan, took out walls, put in power beams and headers, and really opened this floor plan up.
Oh, wow.
Go check out the pictures, folks, online at 2520 Silverfield Lane in Edmond. It is Deer Creek School, so that's great. Just had a $10,000 price reduction. Dave, I want to reiterate here, okay? They paid $425 for it a year and a half ago.
Okay.
They put $120,000 in it, so they've got $545 in the home.
And they're
It
asking?
is priced at $469,500.
Okay.
$469,500 on just under 2 acres with a water view from the back patio.
Nice.
And it is a 4-bedroom home, and it does have 3.5 baths.
Okay.
That's a good one. Our last open house to talk about is over in Newalla. This is the one that's just off of the Kickapoo Turnpike on 2.5 acres. Dave, this is a remodeled farmhouse on the inside. It is 3900 Cactus Drive.
I like that.
This is a 5-bedroom. It's not arid out there. It's very, very nice. It's beautiful. There's trees. It's very pretty. It's a 5-bed, 2-bath. It's about 2,200 square feet on 2.5 acres. Beautiful remodel on the inside. That's $337,500 on price. $337,500. Meet a few of our agents this weekend, and when you come by, talk to us. If you're looking for a home and you can't find what you want, let our agents know, and we'll put out a comprehensive search. We talk a lot in here, Dave, about what we call off-market properties.
Yes.
We talk about the guaranteed sale program that I offer. I meet with a lot of people who just aren't ready to put their house on the market yet. Or they'll look and say, Wally, I just really would like you to buy it right now. Maybe I make them an offer and they say, it's not quite what I want. Why don't you keep my home in mind, Wally, and bring me a qualified buyer if you've got one? Well, we've got them. So I've got off-market properties, a long list of homes that other buyers can't find and other agents don't know about. And so if our listeners are interested in off-market properties, my agents can help them out. Go out and meet Ryan and Stephanie and Kelly and Shelly and Scotty. They're holding open houses this weekend. All of these homes that I mentioned are open from 2 to 4 p.m. Come tell us what your needs are, and let us help you find that home before it hits the market and there's multiple offers on it.
So 2 questions. One, if I come to you and I say, Wally, hey, Wally, I'm looking in Yukon, and I just say, what do you have out there? That's where you're bringing up the off-market stuff, right?
We'll go ahead and take a look at what's out there right now that maybe they can see, maybe that they can't see, maybe some properties that are temporarily off-market, but more importantly, things that we are working on that just haven't been put on the market yet. And we do work, Dave, all the way down to about Purcell, up to about Guthrie. Right now, we're expanding here in the future. We're working out to Shawnee and out around the El Reno area. That is our stomping grounds and where we're working with buyers and sellers. So we're happy to help you in your search for a home. And more importantly, if you have a home to sell, it's time to sell it, Dave. If you're going to do it, don't wait until late July, August, September. If you can, accelerate your move, and let's get it on the market as quickly as possible.
So I got to get out Sunday, 2 to 4 p.m. again. I think you said this is the Quail Creek. This is the Quail Creek one at 3221 Hickory Stick Road. Is that correct?
That's
the
right.
one in Okay.
That's correct.
So the reason why I'm picking this one out, that's the one you said it's totally remodeled on the inside.
Gorgeous.
And
gorgeous.
That's an interesting situation. It sounds like you're getting more home for a wonderful price for that.
Yeah, you really are. The remodeler just kind of spent everything he could spend truly on this one, Dave.
Okay.
And knocked the inside out, literally. I went inside this home when a lot of the walls were knocked out on drywall, and he started over. That has got the most beautiful kitchen you've ever seen on the inside.
It sounds huge. Like a sneaky good deal. You're going to get a great house for a great price.
In real estate, we often call that a sleeper. Sleeper. Something that's out there that people just are kind of missing. They're not going to miss it now. Reduced $43,000 in one fell swoop from $693 to $650. That's a great home. If you have a chance to go by and see it, go by and meet Stephanie. Tell her you heard Dave and I on the air, and take a look at that really beautiful home.
And what's great is you're listening to us either while we do the show on Saturday mornings or the replay Sundays at noon. And most of these are Sundays at 2 o'clock. So you just got out of church. You're listening to us right now. Basically, go home, grab a sandwich, and get ready to head on out to these properties.
That's it. Grab a bite to see us. It's going to be beautiful this weekend. So come out and see us this weekend. We'd love to meet you.
To schedule an appointment with Wally Kerr to help you buy or sell your home, call 405-330-3000 or go to wallysguarantee.com. Wally will be right back with more of the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show right here on KOKC.
I'm Wally Kerr, and if you didn't know, there's 6 big reasons why homeowners like you choose to list their home for sale with us. First is our offer to sell your home at a price agreeable to you, or we'll buy it ourselves. How can we do this? We've got an extensive list of pre-vetted home buyers for every area in the metro waiting for their dream home to come available, and that home may be yours. I'll show you our list of buyers when we meet. And our partnership with Zillow is the third reason why we have so many buyers wanting tours of homes just like yours. MLS data shows that our listings have sold faster and for more money on average for 4 years in a row. But don't take my word for it. We have hundreds of online reviews at both Google and Zillow. See what our customers say about us. I'm a 35-year broker with over 4,000 home closings, and I'm ready to work for you. Call me at 405-330-3000 at Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, or simply visit wallyhasthebuyers.com. I look forward to talking to you myself. Call me at 330-3000. 330-3000.
Buying or selling a home? Is your older home having issues in the crawl space or attic? Is your new home about to reach the end of its 1-year warranty? Todd Stewart, owner of Oklahoma Home Inspection Service, has been serving residential and commercial clients since 1985. He will give you the confidence of knowing your building systems are safe and operating as they should. Enjoy the peace of mind you deserve. Call Oklahoma Home Inspection Service today at 405-366-8889. That's 405-366-8889.
Finding the right mortgage can be stressful, from knowing which program fits your situation the best to identifying the best terms. Hi, I'm Chris Doak with Gateway Mortgage. I work closely with you every step of the way, from pre-qualification to helping you choose the home loan that's right for you. My promise is to provide transparency, timely communication, personal service, and closings on time. Eliminate the stress. Call me today at 405-253-2276. That's 405-253-2276. I look forward to working with you. Gateway Mortgage, a division of Gateway First Bank, NMLS 7233, Equal Housing Lender.
If you're selling your home or buying a home and would like to schedule an appointment with Wally, call 405-330-3000 or go to wallysguarantee.com. Now back to the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show with your hosts, Dave McKay and Wally Kerr.
Thank you so much for listening to us this morning. And before we go this morning, Wally, you had an article you said that you got this week.
We do a lot of analysis here on our show, right, Dave?
Yes.
We use local numbers and what I see in the market and what you're observing on a consumer side. And we talk about what we see going on in the market. And then I read this from realtor.com and I thought, yeah, that's accurate in our marketplace too. So let me share just a few bullet points if that's okay.
Yes.
This is what the article said. This came out this week from realtor.com. Most people know who that is. Kind of tied in closely with the National Association of Realtors. Now, anyone trying to buy or sell recently is aware, obviously, that the market has slowed from where it was a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. We know interest rates have a big play in that. We talked a little earlier. This says mortgage rates about 1% higher than a year ago. Yeah, we know that. Mortgage rates are about the same everywhere in the country, okay? But this is a little different, and of course I know this is true. You know, it's a deterrent to buyers right now with these higher interest rates, but also to homeowners, as we alluded, who feel locked into their current property because they like the rate on it, right? They just really don't want to move unless it is that dream home. Now, maybe it's back what we talked about a few minutes ago, that someone has a home, it's gone up 25, 30, 35, 40% in value over the last 4 to 6 years. They may have enough cash in their home to be able to sell, put down either a huge down payment where the mortgage interest rate doesn't bother them as much that it's gone up, or maybe just purchase a home cash. So some people feel locked in. The article continued to say buyers who are willing to pay these higher rates are finding that there are fewer homes for sale. Like we've talked about, there's just not as many people wanting to sell. 20 to 22% fewer homes for sale right now compared to this time last year.
Oh, wow.
Boy, I looked at the Oklahoma City multi-list, and those numbers are dead on.
Okay.
Dead on. I should have looked at the Tulsa MLS. I'll bring those numbers back to our show next week.
I bet it's probably comparable.
I think it's probably very, very consistent across most of the bigger cities in the nation. So fewer homes for sale. And then, of course, many sellers report being concerned about selling their home and actually finding a suitable replacement home. So every bit of that's what we've been talking about on our shows here for the last couple of weeks.
Yes.
Now confirmed nationwide by Realtor.com. Home prices are expected to peak this month. I was quoting that today because of this article. And current trends show, Dave, that home prices aren't expected to surpass what they hit last June. So they're actually not expecting, I saw their estimation about 1.2% lower this June on average sales price than what it was last year in June. I did see the article say that was the first time that's happened in a long time, because values have been rising in Oklahoma for a long time. We haven't been through a recession or a market correction in a long time, have we?
Yes. No, we haven't.
Dave, you bought your home how many years ago?
It's been about 7.5 years now.
So as you watched your home value over the last 7.5 years, did you ever see a year where it didn't go up?
No.
That's what's
Not at
being
all.
predicted now. They're saying in this article,
Wow.
maybe only about 1 to 1.5% lower, but they don't expect home values to hit the same peak that they did last year. And they say this will be the first time in a long, long time. But I'm telling you, Dave, I've been in real estate 35 years. This market, except for a few little peaks and valleys in 1987, back in the mid-90s, late 90s, maybe 2006, 7, and 8, values have just been going up. So keep that in mind. If you're trying to judge whether you should sell your home or not, we talked about today that values are peaking right now.
Yes.
And it doesn't look like that they're going to peak as much as they did last June. Where do they go from here? I think the one thing we didn't talk about on the show today that we should finalize our show with today, Dave, is there's nothing that says that rates aren't going to go up more. I'd like to think they wouldn't. I'm in real estate. It doesn't help my buyers. It doesn't help my sellers because it cuts back on the number of buyers in the marketplace. There's some resistance there. We talked a couple of weeks ago that buyers really want, in a national poll, they want to see rates back down around 5.5%. And it's believed that if they got down to 5.5%, that it would flood the market today.
Yes.
Well, it's clear that rates are not going to hit 5.5% anytime soon. Is there a chance they could continue to go up? Sure there is.
Sure.
I'm not a gambler. So if I've got a home and I know values could be even within 1 to 1.5% of how high they got last year, I'm not going to hang on and hope that they're going to be higher next year. If the rates go up, there will be fewer buyers. There will be more inventory on the market. That will lead to a softening in prices. More inventory, less demand, simple economics. Those home prices are going to have to compensate and come down. And Dave, that's already happening in some parts of the country. So good things may come for buyers who wait, but I can't promise that. There may be more inventory that comes on the market. That would provide some relief for buyers because prices would soften. There's a whole lot that goes into this, like you said a minute ago. If you're thinking about selling, market values are really good right now.
Okay.
The number of available homes is pretty low. There's not as many people selling, and there are buyers looking because it's time of year. I would be selling now, and I would be buying now if I could buy the right home. And I just think that's good, solid advice for our listeners.
And we talked about there's a lot of different types of buyers and sellers, and there's a lot of different situations. You mentioned someone might be in their current home for 20 years. They have a lot of equity. So they may be able to fudge a little bit on those rates. They may not be as concerned about that. So what helps them in selling their home is if they have to soften just a little bit, on the back end, they're now buyers, and now they're in a really good spot because they have the equity in their home. They're going to get a good value for the other people that have been waiting, and those home prices might start to soften a little bit as well. So they can make out good if they're in that situation.
Yeah, this is a good point. I think there's a lot of people that have a couple $100,000 equity in their pocket. What if you went out and bought a $300,000 home, had a $200,000 down payment, only borrowed $100,000, it's not a huge payment anyway. Maybe you buy it and the rate is 6.5 or 7, and then if rates drop, you go in a couple of years from now and refinance. So there's some good options available for people, and we want to be good consultants. And if you're buying or selling, I would absolutely love to help you do so. We'll continue to try to offer really good advice here for our listeners so that they can make an informed decision about what to do in buying and selling real estate.
Well, I was going to say that you have so many programs that make it easy, and you have 99% of the answers. So if someone is ready to buy or sell, or they have questions, they just need to contact you.
Enjoyed being with you again here today, Dave.
Yeah, you have a great day.
You've been listening to the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show with Wally Kerr. Heard every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. and replayed on Sundays at noon here on 1520 KOKC and 95.3 FM. Wally's name is his promise. Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. To speak with Wally directly about selling your home or buying, call now to schedule an appointment. 405-330-3000. That's 405-330-3000. Or go to wallysguarantee.com. That's wallysguarantee.com.